Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are in a bit of a different location because the sun, I waited too long to film and the sun got away from me and it's in an awful place for filming. So we're just gonna film here in front of my wardrobe. Oh look, you can see yourself. Today, as the title of the video suggests, we are going to be doing a nearly full face of ColourPop. I have very, very sensitive skin, so I generally tend not to use primers from a whole bunch of different brands. If you do want me to test out or do like a little review on the ColourPop primer, then let me know. So as always, we are going to be starting out with the Becca First Light Priming Filter and the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. All of the products that I mention, or maybe forget to mention, are listed in the description box down below. So I like doing one brand tutorials. This isn't sponsored, by the way. Though if ColourPop wants to sponsor me, I'm not gonna look at gift horse and them out, you know what I'm saying? But basically, I enjoy doing one brand tutorials because I feel like it gives you kind of like a somewhat of a full view of the brand. I don't have any of like the new palettes, which we'll talk about that in a second. So I don't have any of like the new palettes or anything like that, but I do have their pressed eyeshadows, which are absolutely stunning and gorgeous. I do have a lot of their powder products. They have come out with a lot of new things since I've bought from the brand. But overall, I think that quality-wise, ColourPop is really amazing. I guess probably my biggest gripe with them would just be the amount of products that they put out, and especially because they also collab with creators. And at first it was really awesome because I think they just had like their lippy sticks and maybe their lippy liners, and that was it. And then they started coming out with other products, and at first it was great because everybody wanted to do a full face of ColourPop. And they couldn't. This is the ColourPop No Filter Foundation. This is the liquid foundation in the shade Light 45. I do think that it is a little too light for me. My only gripe with this is that my nozzle is broken, so I have to apply the foundation like this, which is not the most sanitary way to do it, but I promise my face is washed. This is the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. But you know, before ColourPop had all of their collabs out and all of their, you know, monochrome palettes and stuff like that, which again, don't get me wrong, like the monochrome palettes are really amazing and really great. I just think that they need to kind of pick how they want to be as a brand, because some of their launches are just stunning. You know, the So Jaded palette that Kathleen just did with them looks absolutely amazing, and I really want to get my hands on it, and I'm really hoping it's not limited edition. You know, her Zodiac collection is absolutely gorgeous. Even the new Whatever collection looks amazing. The only problem is that the Whatever like 90s awesome fall grunge collection kind of just disappeared into the background because they came out with the I Lilac You a Lot palette, and it's kind of like they just need to slow down. I personally just don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I have a hard time, you know, justifying spending all that money on a collection that literally no one's gonna care about in a couple of minutes. This is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. It's a really amazing concealer. I really like it. So I do have a busy night ahead of me, so I'm going to be setting my face with powder, and I'm going to be using powder products, but two products that I did want to mention. I do have a couple products that I'm going to talk about that I might not use on my face, but let me know if you want to see them in action in a video. You've probably seen this one, I think. This is the blush stick in the shade Aloha. You can tell my writing's already worn off, and I have used a good chunk of this. But this is a beautiful cream blush. Its consistency blends out so lovely. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it. There's no micro fine shimmer. There's no sparkle or glitter or anything like that in the actual formula. Just the formula is very emollient. This is the light stick in the shade Star Bright. I actually think I would have gone with something else. As you can see, I have used this quite a bit, but not as much as Aloha. Aloha was like my summer blush. So this shade is really beautiful. My only kind of gripe with it was the fact that it did have glitter in it. So when I was putting it on my skin, it looked really beautiful, but I felt like I could really only wear it to like the beach. Otherwise I would just have like a crescent shape of glitter on my face, which wasn't the best, but the overall formula is absolutely stunning. It's not gritty or anything like that. It stays on the skin really well, and I highly recommend if you're into cream products and if you're going into summer, and for those of you in the southern hemisphere, then I highly suggest picking these up. Again, something that if you needed them, if you wanted them, get them, but you know, don't feel like you have to. So I'm technically gonna have to go, and I'm gonna have to go in the middle of this, all of this. So I'm gonna do my eyebrows real quick. This is the shade Bangin' Brunette, and it's the brow color from ColourPop. It is very, very creamy. You need to be careful, especially if you are a beginner to brow pomades and stuff like that. Like, be cautious, be careful. My spoolie fell off of this eyebrow groomer brush, so I'm going to brush through my brows first with the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel. This gel does have kind of almost a white kind of look to it when it first goes on, which you might be able to see from there. I don't know. But let me tell you, like, this gel puts your brows in place. It makes them overall super thick looking, and I really, really like it for like a clear brow gel. So I'm just going to be filling in the bald spots that I have on my brows. I'm just going to be taking a very little amount of the product and very gently kind of trying to create those almost hair-like strokes, which granted is a lot harder to do when you're using a brow pomade, in my opinion. I'm going to put on my bronzer, blush, and highlight now. Again, I'm going to be using all powder products. They're cream products, as I said before, stunning. This is Spectacle. It is a cool toned bronzer. Very gorgeous. These are very powdery though. I don't know if you could see that, but they have a lot of kick up in the pan, and they are very pigmented, like you just saw that. This is the shade Dreamscape, I believe. Yes. So I just buy them in the pans. It saves on packaging and stuff like that, and I can just pop them into a palette. So that's what it looks like in the pan. And I'm just going to go in circular buffing motions. I'm going to be a little bit more careful around my eyebrows. Normally I do my eyebrows after I put on my like bronzer and highlight and stuff like that, so I don't have to be careful around them, but I didn't want to go and get Ella from school with no brows on because I would scare people. This is the shade, excuse my French. It's a very natural blush color. Again, very pigmented. I'm going to go in with a very light hand. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to spray my face with the All-Star setting spray because all of my face products are done, and then I'm going to go pick up Ella and I'll come back and we'll do the eyes together. It's not going to be anything revolutionary. I'm letting you know that now. I really love this setting spray. It does smell like bug spray or something like that to me. I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like it just makes all the powders melt into your skin. It is mattifying, so if you have dry skin, you might not like it. But for me, who has combination skin, it doesn't overly mattify my dry areas, and it also doesn't, it keeps my oils at bay. So I will be back in a few minutes. Alright, so we are zoomed right in. So not only can you see the way my skin is, I do have texture, I have redness. My skin's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but right now the only spot that it's really sticking to is right there because I had a breakout there and it's all crusty and grimy. Not grimy, but you know how breakouts get. That one's flat and looking decent. I have a couple of breakouts back here and stuff like that. So again, my skin's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but the point is that it's not looking, the actual products are not looking awful. So I got this ColourPop I Am Cool Z palette, and I have put a ton of ColourPop shades into it. First, I'm going to go in with a fluffy blending brush and the bronzer, which again is called Spectacle. And I'm going to go in right into my socket. So I'm just going to go in with Silver Lining, which is like a dusty purple color. And I'm going to go in with that same fluffy brush. And I'm really going to tap off the excess, and I'm just going to put this in the outer corner and then into the crease. So you can see that just kind of gave my eye a little bit more shape, depth, dimension. These shadows have a really beautiful blend on them. Just going to take a little bit of my face powder to help blend out this top area here and right in this inner corner. I always have problems with that. I'm going to go in with a bit of a firmer brush now, and I'm going to go in with Going Steady. I'm being very gentle just to stamp this in, and then I'll go back in and blend it out. And the shade Howlin'. And I'm going to blend that out on the lower lash line. I'm going to take my ring finger and the shade Glass Bowl. I'm just going to stamp it very sparingly as I can, I guess.
because not only is the shade super pigmented, but it's super like metallic and foiled and stuff.
So I'm going to take basically kind of like the equivalent of a duo fiber eye brush. It's the little one that came with the e.l.f. J Kissa collab. And I'm going to take the Go and Steady shade and I'm just going to very gently flick it from the outer corner to the inner corner. I'm going to go back in with Dreamscape on a pencil brush again, and I'm going to highlight the inner corner. My inner corners, I should say. I am just going to be wearing mascara today. I actually have 3 mascaras from ColourPop. They're all part of the BFF collection. I have the yellow one, which is called Yellow Goodbye, and then I have Black on Black, and I have Left on Red. These 2 colored mascaras are absolutely stunning. I really, really like them. I love the ColourPop mascara formula. It's one of the best formulas that I've used in a really long time.
I feel like it really holds a curl and it does help volumize, but it also just makes my lashes look so wispy. It's crazy.
Lastly, we're going to talk lips. I have 3 different lip options from ColourPop. I got one of their lippy sticks. I got it in the shade Taurus, and it is a rich brown. I like the fact that the swatch and the shade here and the lipstick all match each other. I'm not going to be wearing that today. That would be a little bit much. And then I also have Alyssa from Kathleen Light's Lips and Tips collab, and the Ultra Glossy Lip from Kathleen Light's in Moonchild. So that's how those 2 look on together. Again, that was Alyssa, and which is I think a satin lip, and Moonchild, which is an ultra glossy lip. So this is the final look. I quite like it. I think that it's pretty. I think it's fun without being too like out there or anything like that. Again, I've told you what I think about these products, so I will let you decide if you are going to buy from ColourPop or not. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. It would really help me out. And I appreciate you guys spending time with me today. I will see you in the next video, hopefully. Bye.